actually I come from an engineering background. I had a master's degree in computer engineering, and my first work was in a startup. So actually, I was finding myself, 20 years ago. Now I can tell that I was doing a little product management, even an engineer, because in the two first startup I was, there was no product management. So the first startup, we were five engineers, we designed the product. Okay, I'm not saying we did a good product management work, of course, but in a way, I specified the product and also developed it, and then it was on a network in the area of networks. The second one, I was there the chief architect, and as the chief architect, I also defined the product. And we did digital store before Apple and Google killed that market. It was for operators. Actually, very interesting product. Very big. It was not consumers direct because we sold to operator, but because we had customers with 200 million users. That's operator that are very big. And before it was all on-prem installation. It was before this world of SaaS, wonderful world of today. And smoothly I moved there. I moved to product management the first time. And after that, in that same company, I also became the head of the product group later. I've been there quite a long time until the business died because Apple and Google got in. We were bought by Alcatel-Lucent. I can say not the best company to work at. Very, big corporate, hard to operate in, especially if your business is dying. So it's hard to make big changes. And when I look back, that was, I can say, it was the day starting. Things were starting to move to agile. It was the first time I moved to agile. And I can say I was a very bad product management. Today I can say that. It was kind of, like you wrote, just an example, you wrote good requirements, engineering didn't do them. You thought, engineering are not good, okay? That kind of thinking that today I understand that, it doesn't lead you anywhere, and you're responsible. After that, I moved to a company that did over the year firmware updates, and I went actually back to being a product manager. We went talking virtualization, mobile device management. That was kind of a big epiphany for me. I was moving back from agile to waterfall, okay, and that was I couldn't stand that. I would say, why they're working slow? So as a product manager, after you saw the light, you came back. I saw half year of my time, the first half year, I actually tried to move the whole organization to agile. Okay, say, okay, I can't work that. It's not efficient. I write 1 week requirements, and it takes them half a year to implement. So that was for me the defining moment from product management, that I understood that my job is much more than writing requirements. And I did two things. So I started looking for another place, and I started reading much more, looking. It was the day that things started, Marty Kagan started, and a lot of good things, more material that were not there when I started. I joined. Eventually, they moved, by the way, to agile. Much more. It took much more than I thought, but I moved on. I started in Augury. It was a very, very good place to start. Two founders in predictive maintenance that are very, very, I would say, they read everything. The lean startup attitude. I initiated I started as the 5th employee. I started as the head of product management. During the time I was there, I started also the product group. Okay, so when I left 2.5 years later, it was the group was five people, and it was amazing. A lot of what I know today is from there. Very, very good experience. And when I left, I considered starting my own startup in cyber. Played for, I don't know, it's a very short experience, less than half a year. The idea was okay. Mostly I left because my co-founders, I consider, were not passionate enough, in my opinion. So, okay, idea okay, co-founder are okay. That's not enough for I know the world of startup. I worked a lot in it. You need at least of one of them to be perfect. Okay, so either you have a great idea and co-founders okay, or great co-founder idea okay, then you can move around it. It was not enough for me. I was in another company later, another great idea of in the automotive. In this time, bad startup behavior. It was closed eventually. Spent a lot of money. They did the. I was there the product manager of software, but it was a hardware company, more a mechanic, because it was scooter. It was a kind of scooter, electric scooter, and they did the kind of mistake of not doing an MVP. It was an automatic folding. As electronic scooter, they had problem with the folding, and instead of doing and going to the market with a non-folding scooter and then figuring out the next version, they spent all the money on trying to fix that, and eventually the money got finished. Today I'm in a cyber startup as VP products, and kind of we can talk about it later. I think a lot of the things I learned I deployed there. In a way, I'm trying to improve every year, but in a way I work the less hard and smarter. So I kind of, even though it's a startup, I don't work as hard as I worked in the past. But this actually I found out, allow me to find the time and think more strategically, not get overwhelmed by day to day. So in the kind, I'm feeling I'm much more effective as a product manager. So that kind of, an interesting realization for me. That it's even sometimes as a product manager, it's actually better not to work too hard. You have to think hard, but not necessarily to work hard.